A former Iranian diplomat, Mehrdad Khonsari, joins me now live from London to talk more about this story. Just very quickly on those comments by Israel's Defense Minister Benny Gantz, he accuses Tehran, he says Tehran is training terror operatives from Yemen, Iraq, Syria and also Lebanon to fly drones. How seriously would Iran be taking these allegations?
I don't think anybody takes these allegations seriously in the sense that everybody knows that Iran has been supplying drones to its various surrogates in the region. And the fact is that those surrogates, minus the training, cannot operate those drones or any other mechanism offered to them by Iran. So obviously those training facilities has to exist in Iran. All that Benny Gantz has done is to show a map and say, well, we believe that the training process is taking place in this particular location. I don't think that this has surprised anybody, and I don't think that there is a great deal of significance to be attached to this kind of revelation, as this was generally known by almost everyone.
Okay, and let me take you now to what is one of our top stories. We're hearing that UN inspectors will be allowed to install memory cards in the cameras that monitor Iran's nuclear program. How important is this development in itself?
Well, I think this is quite important in the sense that, as your coverage earlier mentioned, it lowers existing tensions. It prevents vote of censure to be taken against Iran in next week's meeting of the IAEA in Vienna, and something that would have caused the division between the various parties involved in the JCPOA negotiations with Iran, given that Russia had said that they would not have voted with the United States and the EU over this particular issue of censoring Iran. So by essentially making this go away, which allows Iran to remain in compliance in terms of its arrangements with the IAEA, this is a good thing, and it allows, again, it eases opportunities for the JCPOA negotiations, which were postponed a couple of months ago because of the Iranian elections, to be resumed. And Iran desperately needs that negotiations to restart because they want the sanctions to be eased and for their economy to be able to somehow begin the process of reviving itself.
And what do we expect from those negotiations, and how will this move impact the politics?
Well, what this move does is that it removes any barriers, any area of disagreement, because if a vote of censure had gone, it would have gone to the UN Security Council. The ante would have been increased significantly, and impediments would have been placed before any new negotiation. So now that is not present, so that means that in a week or so, it is quite possible for the parties to meet once again in Vienna and to resume from where they left off. And obviously, nobody thinks that something earth-shaking is going to happen, but something in terms of easing, arriving at some kind of an agreement that pleases everyone for the time being and eases some of the sanctions on Iran could easily be arrived at.
Mehrdad Khonsari, former Iranian diplomat, thank you very much indeed for your time and your analysis here on TRT World. We appreciate it.